Hey, Lewis, you're here with Rob and Brian for RHAP. Lewis, you were my winner pick. I thought,
What?
yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
a terrible pick, Rob.
Lewis, everybody loves you. I couldn't believe it. What are these people
It's
thinking wanting to put you into the challenge?
it's the connections before you come into the house, though, Rob. These guys,
I
everybody.
believed in you. I said, look, that Lewis is so charming. Everybody loves this guy.
Wow, winner pick, huh? I'm sorry to disappoint, Rob.
Not
Yeah.
disappointed. I'm sad to see you out
Thanks,
because
man.
I like watching you on these shows.
Thanks.
So, can you talk about what did you have a hard time finding the footing that you normally have with these social situations?
So yeah, Rob, I'm on a secret voting season, so I've never done that before. This is something that's out of my. The Amazing Race is not about this, right? And then I'm going against the people that have done it before, and they're also good at it. They went to the finals of Big Brother or Survivor, or they won Survivor and Big Brother. So I'm not used to the secret voting. I have so much respect. I have so much more respect for you Survivors and Big Brother players because it's so stressful in that house. It's something so different, and the level of tenacity you guys need to do that's so crazy. So it was very difficult for me. So the political game was something that was very tough on that aspect because I'm just not experienced in doing that. My game plan was let me just go in and be myself, have a good time, and make some connections in his house. I tried my best doing that, but my first elimination day, my first nomination, I got put in just because of the lack of connections because I just didn't have enough time in the house to make those connections. So, and that's where I'm at.
I'm curious, Louis, did you try to leverage, James and Kayla, a couple of people are on the Challenge USA season one. I don't know how close you are with them, but did you try to leverage their connections at all? Any relationship that they made? Did you speak to them beforehand and going into the season to
Oh,
even pick their brain a little bit about how to, best go about this?
oh yeah, especially James. James knows a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, he gave me a list of people to trust when I
Ooh,
was at
who's
the
on that
airport.
list?
And I go back. I know Chanel was on that list. I know Desi was on that list.
Yeah.
John A. So when I spoke to John A, I'm like, hey, John A, I know James is a great fan of yours. He's like, yeah, I know James. So I tried to do that. Can I give you another exclusive? I don't think I've
Please,
told this to
please.
anybody else, but I did not fly out with everybody else to Croatia.
Oh.
I got a positive COVID test. So
Uh,
I left the day later.
mm-hmm.
So while everybody's getting to know each other on this 20-hour flight to
Yeah.
Croatia, I'm sitting at home because I had to do another 2 COVID tests before I fly out.
Yeah.
So the game doesn't begin at the
Mm-hmm.
house. The game
No.
begins at the airport.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you start getting to know
Or
people,
beforehand.
or even before, yeah, even before that with your connections on that. So that I think that's pretty much another reason why I came in and I got nominated the first day
Okay.
because haven't even seen anybody.
All right. You watched the episode,
Yeah.
Lewis. I got to know that. How do you feel about Dusty, your Amazing Race brother, who loves Johnny Bananas, but
More
that
than me.
yeah, it seems like that
I'm
we always felt
still
like
I'm
Dusty
still
is like
waiting
the
for my
loyal
love note.
guy. Yeah, that were you annoyed with how Dusty handled that vote?
I was very disappointed with how Dusty handled that vote. I thought I had the numbers with the girls, with with the girls there. I we all had a plan of getting the bets out, voting in Wes and Amanda. Um, and Dusty Byrne voted, and I was disappointed to hear that. After I was nominated, I asked Dusty, "Hey man, what happened?" He told me he tried his best to save me, and then Chanel's on the other side of the table calling him out, calling bullshit
Mm-hmm.
that you had a
And
chance
on
to save him.
Twitter.
On Twitter. Yeah, I heard about that. Michelle told me that, hey, about the Chanel and Tiffany votes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't hate the guy. I spoke to him afterwards. I told him, hey,
Yeah.
Dusty, you were my number one guy in there. I would have flipped the table for you, dude. I would have done whatever it took to
Right.
save you. He didn't feel the same way for me. Maybe he thought I was lying. Maybe he thought I was playing the game, but it's not true. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything I told him was the truth, and he decided to go a different way. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game. That's the decision he made, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Then during the daily, we see the blue and red teams on the last round come together and really, try to make sure that the green doesn't have a chance in that last round. Obviously, you weren't part of that last heat, but
Yeah.
how frustrating was it for you and everyone on the sideline watching, being like this? We got no chance to pull this out. How frustrating was it for everyone there watching that?
I thought we still had a chance because even though Bananas and Tori were going to play defense, it's Monty and Michaela. So I'm like, guys, you got to figure stuff out because we saw the whispers happening. We knew that they were going to play defense. But what's crazy, Brian, is how everything landed. The stars aligned perfectly for the blue squad to help the red squad. Because if the last two teams that went was red and green, then that would have never happened. If Bananas and Tori never went last, then that would have never happened. But everything worked out so perfectly for them to gang up on the green squad. And that's what happened. And not only that, it's a double elimination day, so the Hopper can't save me. Me and the Hopper had a great relationship. The Hopper had my back. But the Hopper looked at me this time and said, Lewis, I can't help you anymore. But so it was just it's really unlucky, but I give props to Bananas and Tori. That's why they got chosen to be on the season, because of how good they are at this, how good they are at the showmanship. Bananas throwing the cones in the air, saying, "I don't give a f of scoring any points. I'm here to play defense." It worked out so perfectly, and I'm the casualty in this. So.
Can you talk about the elimination battle with Chris? I mean, it looked like that you guys were really going at it. How long were you guys in that elimination battle for?
It was 3 rounds long.
3, okay.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. They didn't show.
That was the third. We saw the
actually saw the second, I think.
Oh, okay.
That was the second round that they mostly showed. So the elimination started with the evil eye hanging in the middle.
Yeah.
And both of us on the opposite sides, right? And we had to run to the center, grab it, and then take the evil eye outside the ring to score a point. This played to my advantage because I got some speed on Chris, right?
Yeah.
So I got once TJ blew that horn, I hauled ass to the middle, snatched that evil eye right before him. He tried to tackle me, so I did like a little spin move. He bounced off me, and I scored the first point in seconds. And I'm so disappointed that they didn't show that because I kind of looked like a badass there. Yeah. I'm just like, what are they doing here? And to top it off, it just shows the tenacity that Chris has because he came back and scored the last 2 points. Like, wow. Why would they not want to show that? I was so disappointed. It was a tough match. It was grueling. It lasted, for me, it felt like hours, but it lasted, I want to say, at least 20 minutes. And it was a crazy match.
Yeah. I know you mentioned, obviously, the Hopper couldn't save you this time, being the one that was voted in. But when you were standing there, was there a name that you were hoping popped out of there that you felt you matched up best against? Or were you just, whoever it was at the time?
I did vote for Chris. When I saw that it was a full wrestle type elimination, I was not happy. I was kind of hoping it wasn't Chris. I think I did not want Monty or Tyler or Wes because those guys I made a connection with and they're on my team. So that leaves Bananas, Fessy, and Sebastian. I'm not picking Fessy because I like living. So that leaves Bananas and Sebastian. I think out of those two, Bananas is just too experienced. So for me to come back and win, the best odds for me, I think, would have been Sebastian for that specific elimination.
Lewis, are you hoping that you might be able to maybe make the leap over to do more challenge in the future?
I love the show. If they call me back to do it, I'll definitely do it again. I just did not like the secret voting stuff. That shit was so hard for me. That was so difficult for me. That was out of my comfort zone. If they say, "Hey, Lewis, we're doing another secret voting season. Are you in?" I'll be like, let me save my vacation days for the Amazing Race All-Stars. So maybe I'll be on the Amazing Race All-Stars instead. But I can't say no to the challenge, Rob. I'm not gonna ever say no. I don't care if I'm the only Amazing Racer. I won't say no. So
okay. Need to get more of you next time. The last season 3, this season's 2, it's going in the wrong direction for Amazing Race.
Right? Like it's probably gonna be no Amazing Race.
And maybe stick together also.
Yeah.
I tried.
I know. And look, Lewis, we'll be seeing more of you next year in May. Sneak preview.
I gotta call Bryce. Calendar. I haven't got my calendar yet.
I got a copy over here. All right. You know what? I think the problem really was you were on the green team and you're a red team guy.
I agree. And I spoke to Josh after he picked his teams and he's like, "Hey, my bad. I just want my friends on other teams." And I'm just like, cool. Yeah. So I was really disappointed not to go on red team. So
yeah. All right. Well, sad to see you go out. Love watching you on these shows. So hopefully we get to see you more. All the best outside of the challenge. Okay.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks,
All right,
Brian.
take care,
Appreciate
Louis.
it.
Same meeting again.
Take
Okay.
care, guys. See ya.
Bye.